Good afternoon, how the devil are you doing? Welcome along. Today is Tuesday, it's the 22nd of February 2022. All the twos, same front as it is back. So if we go 2202, 2022, sorry. If you turn it around, it's exactly the same. 2202, 2022. Whoa! Whoa! Brain exploding. There we go. How are we doing anyway? Everything all right? I'm just rearranging the coffee table. Things are out of place. I don't like things out of place. A bit like that. Yeah, things like measuring up. There we go. It's the OCD coming out, that is. Things that are not straight when they should be. You learn something new every day about me, don't you? There we go. Anyway, welcome. If you want to catch up, pop us a comment in, let us know you've been in. This is your lunchtime snack on this Tuesday, the 22nd of February, 2022. If this isn't the one you want and you're on catch up, then you know they're all on our Facebook group. All you got to do is go find them. They're there for you. We keep them all. We don't throw anything away. Always been a hoarder. There you go. You're learning something else new about me as well. I'm an OCD hoarder. Bit of therapy for me. Right, I'm going to leave you there and I'm going to pop across and say hello to people as they come on board live. They might laugh at me, who knows. Hey, Christine, good morning to you. Good welcome along. It is a bright sunny day here. We've had some rain earlier on, got a bit of wind going on as well, but it's bright and sunny at the moment. Clouds are whispering away. See what it does, hey? Hope things are good with you, Mrs. P. Maddie Stanger, good morning to you. Welcome on board. Carol Elliott, good morning to you as well. Kathy Speed, good morning. And Sandra Hewitt, nice to see you, nice. Nice to see you, nice. It's nice to see you as well, Sandra. If you've just come in, you've missed me ranting and raving and giving all my secrets away about me OCD and how I like things to be straight. I was just rearranging the coffee table that's behind where the camera is because I sort of glanced and things were out of place. Not anymore. My brain can relax now. Gloria Leggett, good morning to you. It drives the wife wild, drives the wife mad, really does. But hey, I've just tidied her boots up as well. They were not straight. I can't stop myself now. I can't stop. Gloria Leggett, good morning to you. Welcome along. Tuesday, it's our lunchtime snack. Vivian Dickinson, good morning to you. You've got sun at the moment as well. Good. Good. I don't know if it's going to last because it has been raining earlier on. It was chucking it down earlier on. But we've got some bright sunshine at the moment, which is lovely. It's typical that it rained today as well because the windows were washed. The window cleaners have been. And then we've had a bit of rain since then. So, you know, it's typical, isn't it? It's like when you wash your car. Always rains. Usually with some sand in it. So it goes really horrible. Anyway, listen, let's have a look at the time, shall we? We've got a minute to go before we get on to our whoosh, 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 as Jaws would call it. 3-2-1 for everybody else. It's a whoosh, whoosh, whoosh for me. Dobbin's still here, look. Someone said he got a long face the other day. Oh, still with a long face. Can't remember who it was. He said he looked sad. He's happy, really. He's lovely, isn't he? That's the story behind him. Is that myself and Kate had a weekend away, stopping at a hotel, and there was artwork displayed around the hotel, and we just both fell in love with that picture. It was in this hotel was quite a big old Victorian hotel, so it had really high ceilings, really big high ceilings. So we got hold of the artist on the phone, negotiated to bring the price down a little bit because it was a little bit expensive. And they said, yeah, we'll have it. We'll take it with us. Only just fitted in the car. Only just fitted in the car. Coming home was fun because we had a third person in the car as well. We were going on somewhere else to meet somebody and then bringing them back with us. And then when we got home, we thought, oh my God, it's bigger than we thought. Where's it going to fit? So hence it's been down the bottom half of the room for a long time. We'd always wanted to put it there, but just never sure whether it would work or not. And we thought, God, the other day, while we were in isolation, we thought, what the heck, let's do it, let's see. And I love it there now. But it's one of those pictures, you fell in love with it, you know, saw it and fell in love with it. I thought, gotta have that. Anyway, I'm rambling, aren't I? What's the time? We must be at wish time now. Yeah, right. Okay, if you want to lose the screen, the comments off the bottom of the screen. And they are gone. Should we have our 3, 2, 1? Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome along. You're with Dave Montgomery from Later Life Training. I've not got my t-shirt on today. Sorry, I've been doing lots of marking and stuff and rushed in. You're with Dave Montgomery from Later Life Training. Today is Tuesday. It's the 22nd of February 2022. Palindrome, is it? Same the front way as backwards, so 2202 2022 is exactly the same both ways round. Kelsey mentioned it earlier on, and then her sister mentioned some extra stuff in there as well. Or it might be a sister-in-law, I can't remember. Some extra stuff in there about signing of the Declaration, America being formed, and Pluto being in alignment, and it's exactly in alignment again today. It's my mind was just gone. Oh, I was gone. Anyway, enough of that. Should we get ourselves going? Come on then. Bring yourself in. Are we going to do this in standing or are we going to do it in seated? I'm going to pull my trousers and legs down firstly. It's a trouble when you have tight trousers, isn't it? Right. So, standing or seated, choice is yours. In standing, we've got our fixed external support available to us. Seated-wise, we've got a good, sturdy, strong chair. Now, listen, in standing, let's get this posture sorted. So, heels are in line with our knees in line with hips, lifting and lengthening to grow that a little bit taller. From there, lifting the shoulders up, back, and pressing down so we open this rib cage. Now, it's exactly the same in seated as far as the alignment is concerned, but you bring your back away from the chair to start off with. Once you've done that, we need to get into our working position, and that's that lift and shift to bring ourselves into the front third. Once we're here, we can line everything up and we can get started with our circulation boosting. Starting at the bottom, working up. So it's our heels that we're lifting off the floor, creating that little crease between the balls of the foot and the toes. So we get this movement starting into our ankles and then building it up through the body to increase the intensity. So we make the move bigger by taking it into a march, lifting the foot clear of the floor, giving ourselves the opportunity to point those toes down towards the floor. Increases that movement. In standing, we're using our support if we want to. And in seated, if we start to feel any muscle fatigue, then remember we've got this prompt here of coming back into your heel raise. That's perfectly all right. Or it might be that we take it to a toe tap diagonally forward. So we've got a bit of a different motion happening, a bit of a bigger motion happening, but it's not so tiresome onto our hip flexors. Pop an arm in, driving the elbow backwards, keeping this elbow about 90 degrees. So we've got that controlled, purposeful movement. It's not just a swing. And then we can change to the other side. If we're in standing, we're not using support, we can just do that straight away. We don't have to think about it. However, if we are using support, let's think about it. So support in front, hand down, other hand comes off, and away we go. If the support's to the side, then it's a case of losing the arm, making the march a little bit smaller, taking as many steps as you need to turn to the other side, and then to turn to the other side, we can bring that march back in. Finally, you're seated and you're standing if you feel steady, stable, and coordinated. If you want to, don't have to. Both arms, both legs. Bigger movement now because more of the body's moving, excuse me. So we've got more of the body moving, which means that we're asking more of the heart and the lungs. We're asking the heart to beat a little bit faster. We're asking the oxygen to get in. We're asking for more oxygen, so we're expanding that lung capacity. Getting the oxygen into the blood, getting it around the body, warming the muscles, warming the joints, loosening the joints, so we're ready to move into our movement snack for today. Now, a couple of minutes, 3 minutes max is what you're looking at. Let's start to bring this down a little bit again, so that perhaps lose the arms firstly, make the march a little bit smaller, bring it back into that heel raise, and then bring it to a pause. At which point, a couple of deep breaths is probably what we need to take. Taking those couple of deep breaths, we're ready to move into our first movement then. So we're looking at putting some movements together this week. So movements that we've had on their own in the past. So yesterday we did coming up onto our toes. Oh, not yesterday, sorry. It was on Sunday, wasn't it? Coming up onto our toes and then taking those correctional steppings again that we've done in the past. In our breakfast snack around about 8 o'clock every morning, well, not around about 8 o'clock, it's always 8 o'clock. It's around about 5 past probably. Getting on for 10 past when we're doing this particular movement. We've got those trunk rotations. And in our strength elements, we've done a lot of lunging where we're stepping into this movement. We're placing that heel down, bringing the weight into the front leg, powering through that front leg to bring ourselves back into a standing position. And while we're in that position, we've got ourselves onto our ball of our foot and our toes at the back. What we're going to do is combine the two of them. So have a look at the movement firstly. I'm going to do it with my support by the side of me, and then I'll show you without the support. So support by the side of me, my leg that is closest to the support is going to stay still. The other foot is going to come forward into a lunge. So we take the foot, heel comes down first, we roll through to the ball of the foot, and then we lower that back leg down towards the floor, making sure the front foot, the knees come no further forward than the toes. Once we're there, we're going to rotate to the side. And we're going to rotate away from that leg, so we're bringing the weight across onto the side, which is then going to challenge our balance. Bringing it back into the centre, power through your front heel, bring yourself back in and step in, toe heel. So in standing without support, it looks like this. I've got that step forward into that lunge, and then from there I'm going to rotate across to the side, bring myself back into the centre, power back up, and bring myself back into that standing position. When I come back in, I come back into hips width apart. Okay? Now, if you feel unbalanced on that, particularly unbalanced, because remember we want to feel a little unbalanced, that's what we're trying to do, to challenge our balance. But you can start with a bit of a wider stance. So you can start here, so you've got that lunge movement there. Ooh, my knee then. And then rotate across the side. It's up to you, but go where you're comfortable. Don't make it too wide, because then we throw ourselves out. It's more of a diagonal lunge. We want this forward motion, dropping the back knee down and then rotating to the side. And once you've done one side, change to the other. Now, if you're not using support, you can change every time. If you're using support, do a few on one side, turn into your support to change. In seated, then again, we can do a similar movement. So here, what we're going to do, make sure we're sat in the front third of the chair, we're sitting tall, we're lifted and lengthened. Again, we step out with that heel coming down firstly, onto the ball of the foot, and then hinge yourself forward. So you're bringing that weight down in towards the front foot. From there, we've got that rotation across to the side, coming back into the centre, unhinging, bringing the foot back in, toe heel. And again on the other side, heel toe, hinge to bring that weight forward, and then rotate to the side. Back in, unhinge, step back in. Now, if we bring this into an everyday task, then we're looking perhaps, when we come down into a cupboard, realise actually what we want is over here, so we can do that sort of movement. We might have this sort of movement that's happening where we're stepping forward and then actually reaching to the side as well. So it's getting the body to do that movement at the same time. But also what it's doing, as I said, is it's challenging our balance a little bit, because we're adding two moves together and we're adding a little bit of an extra challenge in. So we've got this first movement with this lunge, which is a balance challenge for itself. We're onto the ball of the foot at the back. We've got the front foot with the knee over it, so we've got some movement around the ankle, trying to make sure we stay steady there. And then what we're doing is we're shifting our focus and part of our centre of gravity across towards the other side, coming back in and then powering in. Movement number one. Movement number two is what I call a wood chop. So, controlled movement. Big base of support, okay? Hands together, and it's this movement from here. So bring your hands together in like a prayer type position, but a bit like an axe, yeah? And you're here, and then coming across the body to here. So it's not a wild movement, we're not banging it, we're not doing this movement, yeah? We're lifting, sticking the bum back as we come down and across. So have a look from the side, it's here, look. Up and across, getting that motion within there, yeah? And it's a bit like if you were chopping wood, so imagine your hands are the axe, it's that motion. But we're controlling it, we're not throwing ourselves into it, yeah? Now, if you're using support to the side is probably the best. You're going to come in here, and you've got that movement there. So we've got the one part of it, yeah? If you were to do it in front, you can do the same, but just be careful, because you've got this movement here, that you're not going to catch it onto your support, so it might be better to come sideways on. Do as many as one side as you feel you want to. Turn into your support to change to the other side if you're using it. If you're not using your support, then do a few on one side, change the angle and do a few on the other, rather than change every time, which can be a bit confusing. In seated, we've got the same movement. So again, if standing is on our agenda, let's get used to having this wider base of support. If it's not, then we can go where we want with that support. But again, we bring the hands together. We're up here, and it's this controlled motion, and we're bringing it down towards the mid shin, mid calf position. Yeah, and you'll notice that if I turn around a little bit, my back stays straight in this movement. So it's here and across. So I'm not bending in. I'm staying straight, and I'm coming across the body. So I've got a straight line. So that might mean that I don't come as low as I possibly could if I bent at the waist, but we don't want to bend at the waist. We want to keep this nice straight line through the body. Yeah, few on one side, have a break, set it up on the other side, and away you go. And you might find you're able to go a bit further on one side than the other. You might find that on one side you actually feel as though your back's starting to bend, in which case you bring it back a little bit, make the movement smaller. But throughout, make it a controlled movement. It's not a fast movement. It's this bang up here and bringing it down and around. And we're getting that rotational movement happening here. We're getting the lift in here. We're getting the bend down here. Now, to progress that, what you could then start to do is add some weight into it as well. So if you've got a weight that you wanted to put in your hand, whether it be a tin, a bottle, or an actual weight, you could add that in as well. But again, still keep that controlled movement. Don't go for this wild movement. It's not that. It's that movement we're doing, but we're controlling it all the way through. So we're getting that good range of motion. We're getting the focus into our abdominal area, and we're getting the focus into the range of motion as far as our upper reach is concerned. Excuse me. Third movement then for you. It's a one leg stand, and we do a lot of one leg standing. We do it as part of our 4-point balance assessments every month, don't we? But what we're going to do here, a bit like we did on Saturday where we added the two moves together. So we add this move with this correctional stepping. We've got like a flamingo swing that we've done in the past where we've taken the leg forward and backwards and we're keeping the upper body still. Let's start to add a movement into the side as well. So standing on one leg, the leg that is closest to support, and have your support there just in case you need it. Knee is soft, other foot comes in. I'm going to raise the leg up in front, no higher than about mid-hip height. Choice is yours, yeah? Bring it down. Try not to put it down if you can, but if you need to just tap your toe down, tap your toe down. Take it out to the side, bring it back in, and then take it behind. And again, you might just want to have that little toe tap, that brief toe tap in the centre. Choice is yours, but it's not putting the whole foot down. We've then got this movement happening there. Now, if you're doing it without balance, without support, have the support of elbows, as I say, but again, it's still that knee soft, and it's this movement forward. Tap the foot down, take it out to the side, and keep this upper body tall and straight. Tap, and take it behind. So we don't allow the body to lean forward as we take the foot out. We don't lean back as we take the foot forward, and we don't lean across to the side as we take it out to the side. Now in seated, we're a little bit more limited as far as that movement is concerned, but we can still start to emulate this movement. So, sitting tall, it's a lengthening of the leg in front, bringing that foot back down, a little tap on the floor if we need to, and then taking it out diagonally to the front, back in, and then we might want to rotate it out towards the side. So you get this movement here, look. Coming forward and down, taking it diagonally out to the front and back in, and then lifting out to the side and back in, and then changing to the other leg. What we can do, if we want to experience how that might feel a bit more in a balanced challenge, bring ourselves onto the toes on the other side as we then take that forward, back in, diagonally forward, back in, and out to the side, and back in. And then if we want to challenge ourselves a little bit more, we can put a lean in as well. So we've got this movement forward, back in, diagonally forward, back in, and then out to the side and back in. Touching the toe down each time if you need to. There we go, that is your movement snack for today. That's me done for today. I'll be back with you on Thursday morning. I think I'm back with you. Working tomorrow, so I won't be around tomorrow. I'm doing Thursday mornings and Friday morning this week, I think. If my memory serves me right. To look in my diary. Anyway, keep mobility on your agenda for the rest of the day. Keep moving. Sit as little as you can. Yeah, let's limit the amount of sitting that we actually do. It's not just about staying active, it's about sitting less. Sitting less and standing more, yeah? Have a great afternoon, everybody. Stay active, stay mobile. Get your crowbar out and get a few of those movements crowbarred in as well. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and I'll see you Thursday morning. Take care. Bye-bye.